Bang! Neeves and knives. I'm Jared, my lovely wife Kara is at work, and today we are going to do a quick video on how to sharpen serrations. So, a lot of people think that you have to use some sort of stone, file. This is a diamond rod. This fits right in. This is very cheap. You can get these for about $7. There's a round side. There's a spot for hooks right here. If my thing will focus, there's a spot for hooks and stuff like that. But a lot of people think, which is somewhat true, that you have to file down these spots right here. Well, you do if it's really bad, because you're going to need to make some more of these. But usually, if they're not very, very bad, and for the most part, and you do this with scissors too, but you use a stone on the other side. So what you're doing is you're basically knocking off and re-flattening this. So what you're doing is you're sharpening this part back, will in turn sharpen back to a good angle, because this is already a set bevel. So all you're doing is knocking this side off, and it's going to cut it back to the proper angle. So you'll notice on this one, what I did was, if you look really closely, right here, you can see where it's kind of shiny. That's where I've sharpened right there. So what I do is I take my stone and I lay it nice and flat as I can, a little bit at an angle, but mostly flat. And actually this one I just did right here, just like this. I lay it flat right there, and then I slide it back and forth. Now, these weren't bad. So this I just had to barely tune up. Now, if your serrations are really bad, you're going to have to start with a lower grit stone. Get it on there, and then sharpen it down. And keep going. And if it's really, really bad, you might want to use diamonds or something like that. You get it nice and flat on there, and then knock it down. You want to do it flat, but kind of at an angle. Like, you don't want to obviously lay it like that, because then you're not going to hit them. So you need it to be nice and flat. Run it back and forth. Then you can go down to your polishing stone and hit them really good and polish them nicely so that they're all nice and good. Now, if it starts to roll to this side, like, there's different ways you can do it, but like, it's hard for me to do this like this, but you can take your stone and knock it off like that. Nice and gentle. But you're going to do it this direction, basically. If it does create a burr on that side. Or you can just take your little diamond stone and just barely touch it. It's going to be really fast. You're just knocking off the burr. And then you might go back to this side and do this again and flatten this side really good. Now you do the same thing with scissors. Let me show you. Man, I had a really good pair of CARHARTT scissors somewhere. I can't find them right now, so I'm just going to do it on this. So since scissors already has the bevel for you, as you can see, you just come over here to the flat side, and you sharpen this side nice and flat. You just hold your stone flat. Then you can start with your lower stone if you want, and you're just nice and flat, because there's a little burr that curls around, because when the scissors are closing, as you can see, it winds up going this way, which always curls around to the flat side. So it's always this side you want to get. And then it's not until after you've sharpened a whole bunch of times will you have to do the bevel. You know, it's not until this bevel gets, you know, really tore up. But in return, what'll happen is then they'll go nice and tight together, like scissors should. Sorry, there's stuff on here. but that's how you sharpen scissors and serrations. Now, if you really want to, afterwards, you can take the corner of your strop and you can hit these really good. That's the way I do it, at least. And then you can, just to tune it up that last little bit. It's not a huge deal, but it does, helps them out just that little bit extra. You can do the same thing on the scissors. You can take and get the flat side. You don't have to really do this on the scissors, but it can help. And then maybe get the bevel just that little bit. The bevel right here. So the bevel's on that side. And just tune it up that last little bit. It's not really that necessary as long as you deburr it really good, but it can help. So like I said, you just get it nice and flat. This is my polishing stone, but I would normally start with the lower grit all the way to the polishing stone. And you hit that side. Unless if it's very, very bad. And the only way it's going to be that bad is if your serrations are basically gone. Well, you need to create this angle again. Now, like I said, you might have to hit them just like really quick just to get that burr off. And then go back to the side and then do this. Then hit the burr. And then go back to the side and hit these again. So there you guys go. That is how you sharpen serrations the real way. Peace.